Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, evening, morning, midday, whatever it is where you are and when it is that you're watching this video. Today I'm going to be making yellow rice with pork sausage in it and corn on the side. So arroz amarillo con salchicha de cerdo y maíz al lado. Simple, non-complicated. I'm using these pork sausages from the farm that I go to, and we'll see. Vamos a ver cómo sale. So we'll see. Very simple ingredients. Let me start off with that, right? Pork sausages. I have some green onion, hojas de laurel, sal, and my own homemade sazon. I don't show the label because I made it myself, and it's not what the label is. It's just a recycled label. You know, como cuando uno tiene como 10 candungos de mantequilla y sofrito en uno, arroz en otro. That's me with my seasoning. So I just cut these fresh onions. Tip, cuando tú compras green onions from the store, look. Put the roots in water. Y mira, it keeps on growing. They keep growing. So I have not had luck putting it in dirt. So I keep the roots covered with water, and then that's it. And every time they grow, they're ready for me to use, then I'll do that. I am going to put 2 of these for another time. So I'm just saving these for later. I still have not gone food shopping, so bear with me. I'm going to take these out. Just going to give my hands a quick wash. And while I'm cutting the sausages, I am going to be heating up the oil. So, recipe for rice, very easy. I do about a tablespoon to 2, from 1 to 2, depending the size of the grain or whatnot, of oil for each cup of rice. And that's an estimate just because, again, yo soy de las que cocino and forget about it. I don't even measure. So I'm making 3 cups of rice today. And I'm using about that much oil. Alright. So while that is warming up, I'll be cutting this. And just give them a quick rinse, even though yo no sé cómo uno está supuesto a limpiar la salchicha desde enjuagarla, porque no es como la otra carne que uno la puede restregar. Sausages, I don't mess too much with a knife just because it is what it is, so I find my scissors to be just fine. It's really up to you how you want to cut it. If you want to just cut it así en laquita, or if you want to cut the laca in half. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really whatever consistency it is that you want. And again, it's all about convenience. So however it's easier for you to cut sausage, then you do that. I want to mention, guys, that ladies, folk, when I get ready, and I'll do a video on this, later. When I get my kitchen ready to start cooking, it's a whole process, because it's not just me, putting the ingredients in and that's it, or even about the flavor. I really like to prepare my kitchen as the space where I'm going to prepare a meal with love. I'm going to put that in medium high. With love, with nurturing energy. I really like to give my gratitude and practice gratitude while I'm putting my ingredients together. because gratitude goes a long way. And it's not even only about, well, thank you for this food, but imagine like those that have, that handle our food, that choose to do these jobs, to grow, harvest, la cosecha, las crías, mantener los animales, la fruta, los vegetales, everything comes together. So I like to, say thank you. Thank you for everything. I go down the list. Thank you for the people who work the fields. Thank you for the people who grow the animals. Thank you for people who do all the hard work in order for us to have the food that we have. If you ever have the opportunity to buy from a farm, a local farm, I invite you to. It's not as intimidating or as expensive as it seems or it may feel. It's really something that is very attainable. And if you don't, or you feel like you can't, then supermarket is just fine. You do the same thing. You give gratitude for everybody who works, handling the food, everything from growing to the point where you put it in your carriage and you put it in, in a meal. Even the people who work at the supermarkets. Gratitude for them showing up to work. How they do, when they do it. For making these things available to us. I'm just washing my cutting board. Estoy fuera de sofrito, so no tengo sofrito. These are really the moments where we learn how to cook with the bare minimum and to learn that it's really not necessary to have too much. Eventually, I will make my way over to the store and get my stuff. But for now, this is what's available. This is what I got. So I'm just gonna use a towel to hold the handle. I have the fire at medium high. So I'm just giving the opportunity to the sausage to cook a little bit and to loosen, the flavors within the sausage before I start adding other stuff. Let me cut let me see if this is available to me. Oh, maybe not. So while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and rinse my green onions. Oh, you know what? Yo tengo oregano brujo. That'll go in it too. So those are herbs that you can grow home. I'm actually rooting. ¿Ves? Sacándole hijitos a la mata del oregano brujo. So, for springtime, so that it can start, doing its thing. Yeah, I'm going to have a couple of hijitos here, which is awesome. Awesome. Something that I do is I always ask the plant if it wants to give me a couple of these. Because it's not always in the giving, in the giving mode. And we have to treat our plants good and talk to it and ask for permission, because why not? Alright, so tengo 3 hojitas de oregano brujo. I have about this much of green onion, and I think that's it. I'm going to be able to make it with just this. Very simple. Again, this is a time where I haven't gone through chopping, so I don't have sofrito. But I also want to teach others that it's really not that complicated. When you're cooking and putting things together, simple ingredients, learning how to work with what you have. I want you to be intimidated. Oh my God, I have to have a pantry full of X, Y, and Z, and da 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 da. Nope. yes, we have certain things, certain basics that obviously I don't have the basic sofrito, which you can make your own or you can buy it already made. But when I don't have it, again, I have these little things that I like to keep. Again, the green onion continues to grow, continues to give. And these are the moments where it comes super helpful. Oregano brujo, if you are in the Boston, Massachusetts area and you're interested in buying a plant, my mom grows it and she has tons of baby available. So if you're ever interested, let me know and I can hook you up con el oregano brujo. It's a very easy plant to maintain. I keep it in my kitchen so it receives the afternoon light. And that's it. Alright, so I'm all done with my cutting board. Now I'm going to add some color. Again, this is my own sazon. And it's basically achote en polvo, en inglés, añado seed. I have garlic powder. I have cumin seed powder and I have coriander seed powder. The only thing I need to add a este sazón es oregano. That's the only thing that I'm missing from the ingredients that it comes in the regular, like little sazón packet. And today, I know that I can't flip my camera. However, I can do this. You see? So it's just cooking and stir frying. My kids love rice. I can make rice with pretty much anything. I do have a request to make to show y'all how to do rice and beans. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to record it. To record me cooking the rice and beans together. So I'll probably do like a little series on rice. Rice con salchicha, arroz con habichuela, arroz con gandules, arroz blanco con habichuela guisa, arroz blanco con gandules guisa, arroz blanco con habichuela con patita, arroz con calabaza, arroz con patita, anything that comes to mind, please let me know, because I could do a whole series on showing y'all how to do rice in different ways. I put 2 bay leaves. And now for the rice. Alright, so one of the many controversies. Do you wash your rice? Do you not wash your rice? Some people say when you wash the rice, you take out el almidón and everything that's added to it in terms of like whatever it is that they add to rice. And then there's people that say it is what it is. Es arroz, vamos a lavarlo, que coja whatever. So it's really a personal choice. I honestly, sometimes I'm conscious about, let me wash it. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I remember an uncle of mine who used to say, si le quitas if you take all the added vitamins, you're just eating it to eat it. You're not gaining anything from it. Whatever. I don't really care. Whatever you choose to do in your own time with your own, food, it is what it is. And I just give it a couple of rinses. Nothing too complicated. So I'm just filling it with water and just, again, draining the water. So now I'm gonna add it. And I did 3 cups of rice. So again, if you're not able to go by your eyes and your feeling of like, is this enough water? If this is your first time that you're trying out with rice, by all means, please measure your water. Now, you may know, you may not know that, you know, there's a little bit of discrepancy between, you know, the liquid measuring cups and the dry measuring cups, even though it seems the same. I don't know, whatever. I use the same thing that I use to measure my rice. So if I did 3 cups of rice, I'm gonna do 5 or 5.5 cups of water. It really depends. I'll stop at 5. Ya perdí cuenta. I think that was my 3rd one. 4. And if not, I'll find out soon. 5. So I add 5 cups of water. I give it a stir and I see how it feels. Because the sausages let go of, you know, juices and stuff like that, that adds to the liquid. So I think that 3 cups of rice, 5 cups of water is just, it's perfect. Now, one of these days we'll go into the specifics, right? And then we'll see. There's a little trick if you know, if you try it with, if you ask a lot of Puerto Rican people, like, how do you know you have enough water, right? You put your spoon, usually a little spoon, but you put your spoon in the middle, and then you check. Right now, if I go by this, it's gonna say I have too much water. And I'll show you right now. So, cojo la cuchara, meneo el arroz bien, I put it in. I can't, for some reason I can't find the bottom of my pan. See, it stays up. So I have enough water. And this gives me a chance to try it. So it needs salt. So if you notice, I left the salt for the end. I leave the salt for the end because if you add salt at the beginning, once you add the rice, 95% of the time you're gonna have to add more salt. And I know that it looks like I'm putting a lot, but I'm using the little dots. I'm not straight pouring in there. I just like to give it a good, you know, una buena meña, so that the salt can get in there. I'm gonna add just maybe a tiny bit more salt. Because la salchicha, it already brings flavor. Oh, I'm already at 20 minutes. I might be spending too much time in the talking. Without the talking and the entertainment, your rice can usually be done in about 35 minutes. Perfect. So now I put the fire up, like full on high. Right there. It's perfect. I'm gonna rinse my spoon. I'm gonna use my little measuring cup to hold it. And that is that. Let me show y'all what it looks like. I don't move it anymore until right before I'm going to put the fire down. And honestly, most of the time, I don't even move it. Once the water evaporates, that's it. I put the el fuego bajito. I put it down to low, like the minimum. My stove is like low, 2, 4, whatever. I go to low, cover it, and that's it. 10 minutes. I flip it, you know, you want to bring the bottom up. And then I cover it, and maybe 5 more minutes, and then it's done. Then you have some amazing fluffy rice. So that's it. And I will be serving this with kumain, corn. My kids like corn. We're a corn family. But yeah, that's dinner for tonight. So some of the things while this starts boiling, and hopefully y'all see when I cover it, that's it. And I'll post on my Facebook and Instagram like the final, you know, the final look, rice when it's done, like I did yesterday. So again, request has been for me to do arroz con habichuela, arroz amarillo con habichuela mixto. Again, if y'all want me to do a whole series on different types of rice, I am here for it. If there is a specific meat that you would like to learn how to make it, I'm here for it. So please take the time. Something you've eaten before and you want to try to recreate it, feel free to ask me. I do like specialize, right, in Puerto Rican food because I'm from there. But I'm really open to just cooking anything. And if I don't know, I'll learn and we'll learn together. I don't mind. It actually inspires me to try new things, different things. Even though I do specialize in Puerto Rican food, I can cook Puerto Rican food to you in many different ways. Because again, we don't all have access to the same ingredients. We don't all have access to the same things. And again, I'm always like trying to invite people, just try it. Try cooking something. I'll even teach you how to make plain white rice. Plain white rice, you can use like so many different things. And yeah, nowadays we have a lot of like electric things that can, you know, do it for us, like arrocera, rice makers. I think you could do it in the Ninja. You can do it in the Instapot. All these different things, which is amazingly convenient, you know, once you get the water to rice ratio. But at the same time, it's like, when we don't have access to that, can we fend for ourselves? Can we make a little bit of white rice? Sometimes if you're struggling and the only thing you have in your pocket is, I don't know, $20, those $20 you can go to the supermarket and you can get a small bag of rice, a little bit of oil and salt, and rice can go a long way. So not that I'm advocating just for rice, because there's so many other things, but you know, it's a very versatile food option. So, and that's just what I'm making today. It is what it is. So yeah, Puerto Rican food, non-Puerto Rican food, rice, beans, meats, roots. If you've never had roots and you want to learn how to make roots, cook with roots. Let's see. Flour. Hacemos tortita. Oh, I might do one of those. We can make sorollitos. We can make so many things. Fruit. I used to cut fruit for a very long time. So learning how to make fruit platters, fruit and cheese platters, whatever you're interested in, please share. And I am here for it. I'm here with you. I can do the details on the videos. I can write it out. Give me feedback. I'm just starting. So I'm here for it. All right. So the rice is starting to boil. Once the water evaporates, I am going to, and basically what that means is, obviously it's going to be mostly rice. But once the water is gone, again, put the fire or the temperature, the heat gauge to low. Put your cover on. If you're afraid of the rice sticking on the sides and you want to scoop it up from the sides, you do that. If that's not a concern to you, leave it as is. When the water evaporates, put the lid on. Put the heat on low. Give it 10 minutes. When those 10 minutes go by, flip the bottom up. So you want to turn like the rice that has been cooking with your spoon. Let me show you. You're going to take your spoon. You're going to go into the pot. You're going to scoop up the bottom and flip it onto the top. So you're bringing the cooked rice out to the top, and you're bringing the, you know, like the top layer that needs a little bit more cooking inward. That way the heat finishes cooking it. So you're going to start on one side. You're going to come in. You're going to scoop in. You're going to turn over. You're going to go in, scoop in, turn over. Go in, scoop in, turn over. Go in, turn in, scoop over. Then the middle, just kind of pick it up, scoop over, and do it like that. Then I tend to level it. If you want to leave it like in a little pile, whatever, you know, you're feeling mostly called to, that's okay. Once you do that, after the first 10 minutes of having the lid on, you can cover it, let it cook on low for 5 minutes, and then you're done. Turn it off and you can do the same thing. Turn the bottom up, bring it up. Put it all the way to the bottom, flip it over, bring it up. And that's it. There's your rice. Again, I'm encouraging you, leave a comment if you have questions. If you want me to do longer videos throughout the whole process. So right now, if I was going to be cooking meat or whatever, then while that's cooking, I would be preparing the meat, but I'm not. I'm just honestly just going to reheat some corn, heat up some corn, and that's pretty much it. But if you want me to do the longer videos throughout the whole thing, if you feel like you might need a little bit more guidance for, you know, like, I can't tell how, you know, the rice needs to be for me to put the lid on or whatever, please let me know. Because then I can cut down on the talking a little bit and we could get straight to business with my videos. And we can do it that way. But for now, this is it. This is it. Also, my passions are cooking and spirituality. If there's anything ever that comes up for you where you might feel stuck, you might feel like you need somebody's input, feel free to send me a private message with a question, a suggestion, a situation that may be happening. And listen, we'll talk about it. We'll get through it. I'll share different perspectives. And you never know. Somebody might comment in the, you know, with an answer, a solution, whatever. Like, my kitchen is a place of light and love. Like, seriously, you come to my home and we're going to be in the kitchen, chit-chatting, talking, sharing perspectives, sharing ideas, because that is what I am all about. That is what I'm all about. Ooh, it's boiling. Boiling, boiling, boiling. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it. Or maybe I'll just let you see it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Maybe that's one of those satisfying videos. I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to thicken up. So that means that pretty soon, you see how the edge, pretty soon I can, use the spoon and measure how much longer I need to let it sit before I turn it, before I put the cover on it and put it on low. Sorry, I didn't mean to say turn it. Alright, so give me just a second. I'm going to readjust the phone so that you can see when I move the rice. Because this one feels like I might have to overturn it before I cover it. Just because of the way the seasonings are sitting like on top. So pardon me. I'm just going to readjust you. Alright, so there's the rice. And this is what I'm doing. You see? And this is exactly what you're going to do after you're done letting it sit for those first 10 minutes after you cover it. I'm just using the spoon now because it's still pretty wet. But do you see how the rice is fluffing up? So you go under, flip, and bring up. Under, flip, and bring up. Baja, sube, y vira. And then when it's dried, you're going to do it in the middle too. So right now, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to level it off. So it's just going to give it a few more minutes for it to continue. So this is like 3/4 evaporated. When we don't have this water like in the corners, it's so thick, it's just the seasoning. So I'm going to give this maybe 2 more minutes and I'll cover it. But you see how there's not a lot of bubbles? That was just the seasoning sitting on the top and right now in the corner. So I'm probably gonna have some good pegadito. And again, the only reason why I turned it before covering it is just because of the seasonings. The seasonings were on top. I usually don't flip it over. Like I might mix it, but I usually don't flip it over unless I have the seasonings like all sitting on the top. Alright, so as you can see, there's no more like huge bubbles or anything. And I'm actually going to show you another trick, which is you can do this. And you see how the rice stays like that? It's separated. There's no water in there. That means it's ready to be covered. So right now I'm just going to put this on low. I'm going to let all that steam out. I'm just going to position you again. Thank you for bearing with me. I promise I'm going to get the logistics of these, these things down packed how it needs to be. A little bit at a time. Alright. So the cover I have available is this one. Eventually I'll find the one for the caldero. Again, because it was a little bit on the moist side, I'm going to let all that steam come up before I cover it. Alright. My rice is in here. It's on low. I'm gonna let it cook for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do that flipping that I did with the spoon that I just showed you. I'm gonna cover it again, maybe for another 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, because the grain looks almost done. Maybe for another 5 minutes. Turn off the heat, and then that's it. Your rice is done. It's up to you if you want to let it settle. You can serve it. You can try it. So actually, like right now, it's a really good time to like, I don't know if y'all crazy like I am, but my sister loves this and I love it when it's like halfway cooked, but not all the way cooked. So you still get that little crunchy, you know, when you bite into it. But that's it. That's rice. So I taught you how to flip it over. And yeah, I'll post pictures on my Facebook and Instagram of like what dinner looks like tonight. All right. I love y'all. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Remember to give gratitude for what you're putting in your body. At this point, I don't care if it's processed, if it's all natural, organic, grown out of your garden, as long as you're feeding your body, as long as you're nourishing your body, and as long as you're showing gratitude, because we're all at different stages and different places within our lives, within this world, and that is just perfect as it is. I love y'all. Take care. Till next time.